And look, Pooh, if you can too, I know you double monitor and shit. Let's research while we talking so we can like
Give me something to type in. I
pull
got
up
you.
some facts.
We're
All
live.
right, bro.
Right. Episode 6, right?
Number 6. Hey, just want to say sorry for last week, man. I know it's tough, Pooh. I don't know about you, but it took a blow to my heart because
Oh,
I
I
thought we was
did.
gonna lose some consistency, you know. But I'm glad we back here the next Monday, getting right back to it.
I think we did good promoting today too. For like, your mom shared it for us. Sinclair shared it, and then even your Nana did. I was like,
See?
Oh, she in
Oh,
here?
so you
no,
put it on
I
Facebook then, huh?
put it on
Oh,
Facebook.
they in here?
No, I didn't post it on Facebook. I didn't
All
post it
right.
on Facebook yet. Yeah. Ooh, heart dropped. But yeah,
uh,
no, for sure. We do apologize for last week. I think the Monday, the holiday and shit, just it threw me off. Like I had the day off work
yeah.
and shit like that, so stuff like that. So, but
And also, like, I knew what y'all would be doing back home, and I'm like, I had absolutely nothing going on, but I'm like, I was just sad because I wasn't home, to be
yeah,
honest.
it was a fun night, man. But
Niggas, we was taking a group picture. Niggas was like, leak, Saudi not here.
Uh,
want
but I
first
mean,
happens
win some, you lose some, man. LJ ain't
happens,
there, I
man.
feel
It come with it.
with it.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, so today, my two co-hosts have some very interesting topics, covering the U.S. debt. And then the biggest thing that I'm really interested in is what moving forward, what America's gonna become, right? If we're coming into a recession, and they said this, they said they changed the term from depression to recession because it doesn't sound as bad. So when we're about to go into a recession, it's essentially a depression, right? But like they said, it doesn't sound as bad. So a recession is essentially the same thing. But I'm interested because Sean said there's a conference in 2 days to determine what?
I mean, so so the we can say it's a recession based on numbers, blah blah, but it don't matter until the government really
Right,
declares like we're in a recession. So if
right.
if the numbers come 0.1% negative, if our country's growth come negative, we're in a recession.
Mm,
And based on what we're seeing after all the stock prices drop like minimum like crazy. So like we're in a recession, 100%.
right.
Like the whole market's
Okay.
down, the S&P's down. We're definitely in a recession.
So based on what you know now, what do you think a recession would look like? How would that change your everyday life?
Per true. I mean, how do y'all feel? I mean, like you feel me? I don't know. I feel like I'm good with money, so I feel like I won't be. I feel like I won't be affected that much, opposed to you feel me a mother of five.
Right, right. And I think that's it too. Is like when it comes to taking care of certain responsibilities. Number one, I just hope if we go into a recession, everybody still can eat. Everybody still can transport, like get to where they're going, and they can pay their bills. Right. One, two, three. If people are struggling with those things, if that's something that a recession can affect, is stopping people from eating, stopping people from sleeping, and stopping people from driving or getting to where they're going. I think that is ultimately like troublesome, like for the whole entire country, because that stops a lot of the growth. If we're not producing, like we're saying with this GDP, if we're not producing enough income within our country, then the debt won't be able to balance out. And like you said, it'll kind of just like turn into this stagnation. But what's great about a recession, as is great about a wave, we talk about the what is it, the troughs and the peaks or whatever. Like we're gonna go down only to come back up, right? And what would that look like as far as inflation? What will the dollar turn into? If after the recession, will gas prices be higher? Will they be lower? Will shit be more expensive in the stores? Will it be cheaper? I'm excited. I'm not excited, but we are like our parents didn't really go through no recession, right? They kind of was on a peak from 1980s. I know all our parents were born 73, and
They
up,
did, they
and
did, they did, they did.
and that could be
The dot
where we
com
were talking about
bubble,
that 1980,
the housing crash. Yeah.
and then
Um.
2008 too. Yep, that's right before Obama.
So like, it's like, this is an honest question. Like, obviously, you gotta think like worst possibility scenario. I mean, you don't really want to
Right.
think that, but do y'all think that this will be as bad as the Great Depression?
Yeah.
Think so?
Because what 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 I feel like most people don't know is that the fact like then we were in a recession, but inflation wasn't as bad. But now we're in a recession with crazy inflation. Like what you out there paying for your gallon? Look, 6, 7.
And that's crazy. Is like at first, like it was 5.89, right? 3, 4, 5 days ago, right? Now I'm looking around, and it's like 4.99, 4.79. So I'm like,
You feel
how they
me?
just go up and drop down?
It's four
Like
nineteen on here. It was just
it was just what, like 5?
It was like almost $5. It was like 509 for me the one day. When I first started work, first week I started work, it was like
Yeah.
509, 510.
Mm, mm. That's
Which
some
which
shit.
which is crazy though, cause like I remember asking one of my coworkers at the library. She was from LA. She was telling me, she was like, "Oh, these gas prices are normal to me." She's like, "I used to pay this in LA." She's like, "Obviously, I was so used to paying $2 a gallon here, and I was like cheap." But she's like, now, like she's like calls back at home.
Yep.
And then she
Yep.
moved back to LA like during this, and she was just saying how like the gas prices are nuts. Like I remember I have like this gas buddy app, and I just looked one day, and gas in Beverly Hills was like it was like $7. I'm like, bro,
Mm.
imagine. So you have a luxury car, so you're not really paying the exact price that like you're paying that it says you're paying. You're paying at least 7.50 for a gallon of gas.
But one thing that I thought would always happen is like, of course, we're going to expand all the oil in the world, right? Through like just natural usage. There's not enough of it, of everything. So what they're trying to do, what eventually will come is this transition from oil to electric cars, you know? And I think they're trying to like put the pressure on now, right? I don't know if y'all seen that thing. I think Chewy reposted it where like don't buy gas from July 3rd to the 5th or something. Like just so they can show. But what they're doing right now is what sneakers were doing when they first dropped, which is they're worth $10, but we're gonna say they're 80 and see if people buy them. If they're not buying them, we're gonna drop the price. If they are buying them, we're gonna make Jordans 180 because people are willing to pay that price. So I think it's the same thing with gas. I think they're kind of testing us to seeing. Look, gas prices, and same with the abortion thing, where they're kind of testing us, like seeing exactly where we are mentally as a united front. I think.
because peep, it don't make sense because you feel me? Oil stock companies, like they were all up, like clearly. So like,
Mm.
why would they like? It don't make sense. Like they just crashed again, but why did they crash? If like peep down the street from us, there's this little corner store, little small ass corner store, 4 pumps. Like
Right.
they've been eating, like they building a whole new section. You can tell it's just from the gas. Like
Yeah,
they building a
Yep.
whole new long ass section right by the bridge.
and that's the thing.
But imagine that. Go ahead, go ahead.
I think that gas companies know, like obviously, like they have an intel. I think that these gas companies know they're about to go into recession because like they've been stacking up this bread they've been making. You know what I'm saying? So like you got gas stations that are making what probably at least a couple bands a day, more than that, like at least 10 bands a day probably. Think about it. Like Speedway, Amherst,
See,
right? That busy ass gas station. You know how much money they're making a
mm,
day? So you feel me? So when we go into recession and shit starts to drop, they're gonna be cool no matter what. They can't. They gotta spend a lot of money for oil. They're gonna be cool because like they've been stacking their bread. At least you hope they have. But like Sean said,
right.
they're adding on to their shit. Like they're paying for shit that like remodels and shit like that they don't really need at the moment. But like when the recession hit,
They're gonna be like, damn, we should have just put that money somewhere else.
yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm
But I,
thinking with
I
like the
really
whole.
want to talk about this. It's one thing
Right.
I really want to talk about. I was talking to Kim about earlier, and I've been kind of mentioning people like, bro, like, cause I be telling motherfuckers, bro, like, you feel me? Mom and dad want to give me $20 to go to country skate. Like, they want $20 to go get food. You feel me?
You
Like,
gotta have a
Right.
reason for that $20.
I feel like that's one thing I never had. Like, I couldn't. I feel like I couldn't never ask for no money. But what I want to say is like, bro, I feel like people, like nobody had money. Like, even if they did, it just wasn't. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Like everybody
But
just had money at the same time,
like,
and then
when are
everybody
you?
lost money at the same time.
Mm. So I think what our parents not having no money come from sacrifices, and I'm thinking, you know, what I'm
Yeah,
saying like, of course, type shit. But
like they gotta allocate it.
on God, like you gotta pick and choose, you know.
Yeah,
Your battles. $20 to go to country scaling, or $20 for him to play football. You know what? You
Yeah,
know what's more important type deal. Um.
sacrifices.
Well, what point
and
were you trying to
it was
make with
also
that?
because I
Like,
didn't like to ask either though.
right. But like more into it. Like, what point were you trying to make with that? Like, as far as not being able, or people having money at the same time and losing at the same time. You talking like paychecks, everybody get paid every 2 weeks, or you saying like in general in like a
Yeah,
recession depression type deal?
yeah, like cause
Right.
I feel like it's hard to notice, but I noticed it. Like, bro, I went from like $0. Like me finding $20 is like in a month. Like I gotta wait. But then like money just became so accessible to everybody. like, you know what I mean? Just the scams, the PUA, the stimuluses,
Definitely.
just everything. I don't know. It was just too. It was just.
See,
I don't
and
know.
this is my thing. This is what the point I was trying to make was, like, money is not money. Like, we don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? We got pennies on the dollar. When you look at this U.S. national debt, whatever, whatever, ain't nobody got 30 trillion for real.
Right, but
But
that's what
like,
it shows.
if we got 10,000 and a house costs 400,000, we have no money.
We have no
You don't
money.
have money for real. And so the idea is just so flawed that it's like it's hard to get out of that trap if you don't even understand that. I'm not saying anybody specifically, but it's like generally people just don't know like how to manage money or what having money looks like. Like motherfuckers who are really rich and really know how to manage budget, how to not pay taxes, and I hope we can kind of lean into this with what she was telling y'all earlier. Like there's motherfuckers who own businesses that don't pay taxes because they know
Literally.
how to move around that. That's money.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you got money is when you're able to maneuver within the confines of the system.
And that's exactly what the teacher was saying earlier. Like when she showed us that debt clock, she's like, it doesn't matter how much money you got, Elon Musk, none of that. We're all in debt. Like
Yeah,
we're all in debt. We're all broke. Like Elon Musk trillionaire, Jeff Bezos trillionaire. But look at that clock. Like we're all in debt. We're all broke. And at the
like
end,
because if the economy, yep, economy crashed, everybody broke.
exactly, we're losing everything.
Richest CEOs, everybody broke.
And that's
So
another thing I want to.
But what do y'all think that look like though?
I'm not gonna
so
lie, the
so
world's gonna be a scary place. Like when that, like if we actually go into a recession, like I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a different thing. But the world's gonna be a crazy different place than what we've ever known it. Like obviously
I
we had the
mean, like
economy, go bad or whatever. Like what 2008, 2008 or whatever.
right,
2000,
so
both of
12,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
14 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like we had the economy like crash then. That was just a preview of what I feel like we're about to see now. Cause like I've never in my life seen gas prices go up to in Ohio go up to what $5 the other day it was. I've never in my life seen. I told you the one night. I was like I had a couple of drinks and I went to the gas station. I wanted some Doritos. I paid $5 for Doritos. Almost $6 now. Me without the drinks, I wouldn't have paid that. But like my Doritos were sounding great. But I'm thinking like, dang, like the next day I checked my bank account. Like I really paid $5 for Doritos.
Yeah,
Like
I
imagine
paid
in high
$6
school.
for cheese. You
That's
know,
that's
like
outrageous. But if
literally,
you like compare that to what like 2 years ago,
right,
we were
three or
living our
four,
best life, bro. 2 years ago, I'm talking
sure.
about like it's mid pandemic. We're stacking bread
But
up through PUA.
we've
Like
seen it everywhere though. Like we've noticed inflation, but we never said anything.
Right,
McDonald's, you go there get a McChicken
right,
back in the day, a
but
dollar,
that's
a cone
crazy.
50 cents, a cone like $2 now, a
yeah,
dollar 50.
all right.
There's no dollar
Even and then
menu.
we think it's nothing, right? Where it's like they instead of $1, it's 1.29. We like it's still a dollar, but no, that 29
I
add up
don't know.
quick. You know what I'm saying? Like after one, after the other type shit.
And like even like
Um,
if you there's always pictures of like a lot of things when we were growing up, and there's like the caption says like the world we used to live in or grew up in doesn't exist anymore, and it's never coming back. And that's one thing I always look at because like I said, like my grandma used to take us to McDonald's and feed us all for under $20 type shit. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Or like you look at just anything, everything's expensive. Like how much you pay for a car, how much you pay for a house. It's the value of a dollar. Like you used to be able to keep what $15 when you were $15 is different than $15 today. That $15 today is not
right,
getting you nowhere.
$6 is a meal.
right. All right, Pete, real quick.
Literally.
I'm on CNBC. They got a website about what to expect in a typical recession. A post-World War II
Sidetrack real
typical
quick on
recession.
that.
You, go.
Did y'all know Chick-fil-A had a K in it?
I mean, you said what?
Did y'all know Chick-fil-A had a K in it?
No, it has a C.
Like
I think it has a C.
like CHICK,
No, actually, it
Spell
does.
Chick-fil-A. Lee.
Oh God,
CHICKA. I know FILA.
I never knew it was a K.
I
You
thought it
just
was
thought I was
on.
like chic. Like
Yeah, I thought it
hold on,
was.
let me get this. All right, so post World War II typical recession lasts about 6 to 12 months, although some were longer. They said the most recent recession occurred in 2020 and was brief, only 2 months long. The longest recession occurring after 1948, the Great Recession spanned 18 months long, beginning December 2007 and ending in 2009. So that was our latest recession, like prior to the COVID. They said in a garden
How's it
variety
that?
recession, in a garden variety recession, the economy typically loses 3 million to 4 million jobs, and unemployment can get as high as 6%. The stock market may fall another 5 to 10%, and national house prices decline about 5 to 10%. So I think,
Let's do numbers too. Let's do numbers. Let's do numbers. Go ahead though.
based, all right, I'm gonna just repeat the numbers I said. Right, 3 million. Are you? Oh, you're about to do numbers on like a $400,000 house. Do
Okay.
that, Sean. So we got 3 to 4 million jobs lost if we're in a recession. We got 6% unemployment, and then we got the stock market falling 5 to 10%, and national houses falling 5 to 10%. So I want you to take Apple stock, and then I want you to take the $450,000 house, and then decline it by 5 to 10%. Which recessions aren't always a bad thing if you're prepared for them. Imagine if you've been saving for the next recession, and you're like, I'm about to buy as many houses as I can, type
Hell
deal.
yeah.
They drop 5-10%. Now you splurge. You know what I'm saying? You bought a whole lot of property because some people are selling because they weren't preparing for it. And that's interesting because I didn't know that we were in a recession during COVID. And the only reason why that's interesting is because I didn't know, other than the stimulus check and what Sean's saying, where people just having money out of nowhere. I didn't know that we was in a recession or what they consider a recession, and so um, that's pretty cool. So real quick,
It's actually crazy to think about though, because like I said, like during COVID pandemic time, like as far as me, like I know a lot of people, like we were getting what $700 a week in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
living amazing, and yeah, like at first before it started, like I think that was one of the other times where I think I was actually scared. Like, well, once again, like the first time I've ever seen that in the world. It's like, um, just like the fact of like, dang, like I remember going to work one day, coming home, and just never going back to work. And I was like, dang, like I started to think like that's like how Sean said the one day, like I couldn't imagine being like a single mom or like a single parent, like just going to work one day and then telling me you can't come back, we're shutting down. Because like, you're probably thinking like, how am I gonna pay rent? How am I gonna feed these kids? And then 2 months later, we get a new bill passed where we're getting statement. We're not getting a statement. We're getting checks worth $700 a week, and we're living pretty
Mm,
good. You know what I'm saying? Until like the end of it, like when they cut it, and even then, like they just cut it, and then you had to go back to work, and we were able to go back to work, but it was just like crazy to think about because like that was one of the greatest summers of my life because I was just had endless money, but I was young though too. I don't have a
wow.
family, like
And imagine if you had a business during that time. Of course it declined, but PUA, if you were for
small
real about
business
it, you
owners.
got some
Yeah,
pay from the government. They looked out, and so I wonder how that affected the economy. But let me read this definition of a recession real quick. A recession is a macro economic term that refers to a significant decline in general economic activity in a designated region. It has been typically recognized as 2 consecutive quarters of economic decline as reflected by GDP in conjunction with monthly indicators such as rise in unemployment. They said it's not defined as 2 consecutive quarters anymore. It is just based on a significant decline in economic activity. So,
What does that mean, Malik?
I think it's like it's like let's say we have a student that's in class and he got straight A's for the first quarter. Second quarter, he got D's and some C's. Next quarter, he got a couple F's. Based on the old definition, he was going through a recession within his school terms. But in this, like what they're saying is like it needs to be more drawn out than that to be defined as that. So in our terms, when we look at the map that Pooh showed us, we talk about how it's just slowly being built or it's slowly adding up on top of each other. Either the debt or the decline in production of
Hmm.
economics or wealth. um,
And then
uh,
I also want to explain like what the government tries to do to prevent that, which is they raise interest hikes. So when I said I want to do numbers, it's because when you read the definition, they said a recession is 5 to 10. Like the stock market might drive negative 5 to 10%,
yep,
and the S&P 500, that's like the world's biggest 500 companies, which basically what's the word, just that is stock market. So like the S&P 500, you can look at that and say this is the overall stock market and how the performance is. Well, we're down 20% right now. So
damn,
it says 6 to 12 months that we're going to be doing Now there's people saying 18 months, which makes sense because like 6, 12 months, that's 5 to 10%. 18 months, you know what I mean? Like that's just 10% they added on it, so it's gonna take longer to
Right.
come back from that. But
Mm,
what the Fed tries to do is they raise interest hikes and interest like hikes in the money that they're lending out to banks. So obviously that's gonna mean banks are gonna go higher too, and the higher interest we get, um, people are gonna be scared to spend more money because they're gonna have to spend more in interest.
right.
So the less money we spend, the less money that's gonna be going into inflation that's helping it, which is gonna make the dollar die down, and that's what they're trying to do.
So
But they're
basically,
saying
have
that,
people like hold, like
but
diamond hands with your cash.
yeah, so like
Right.
what they're saying right now is like they think we're gonna be 18 months recession, interest rates rising 75 basis points. That means so each point is a 0.01%. So 75 basis points is 70.75%. So they think by
Mm,
the end of the year we're gonna be at 15% just from the Fed. Like I
damn.
mean, by the end of recession, the Fed's gonna be at 50% interest.
And when you say
18 months.
Fed, you mean the federal government or the
No,
federal
the
bank?
central bank. Central bank.
Hmm. Damn. So
But
what
but
is that?
but
What
does that make sense? What they try to do though?
by holding the dollar so that it turns into like it gains value? Because if people are spending it like we are now, then it's not worth anything. But if people are holding on
Yeah,
to their money, then it's something.
yeah.
So how do you think that interest rates on accounts like saving accounts, how do you think that that would be affected by something like this? So if I put $10,000 in the bank during a recession, would my interest be higher? Will they
Lower.
add no, or will it be lower?
It could be. I mean, shoot. Personally, I don't know because like I'm not. I'm ignorant to a lot of stuff. I'm just telling you what I know. Um,
Right,
but personally, I think it would be worse because recession. Like banks can't guarantee anything, and like what you said, what recession does is it draws out all the bad companies. All these companies bankrupt, and that's what happened with the stock market right now. Like cryptocurrency, you feel me? There's big companies, big apps going down, and all people's money stuck in there, and they can't even get it out.
mm,
But that's just a part of the recession. And that's why people say you don't put all your money into one place, which
right.
is why people do research too, though.
This is the first time I've
But
ever
no,
seen Bitcoin this low, bro.
yeah,
Bitcoin hasn't been nearly this low since like fucking created Bitcoin. Started rising like, and
2016.
yeah, and that's a good point about Sean said earlier. Like that's a kind of indicator like shit's health, bad because Bitcoin that was worth what 45,000 like a couple weeks ago, like 40. I think it peaked at like almost 50,000 at one point. It's down and it's
No, it peaked at 69 in November.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it peaked
Yeah,
at that, and then now it's down to its thing. That's crazy to think about because
19.
that's like the number one. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest cryptocurrency, but like
all right. So real quick for the conspiracy, for my people that like the conspiracy idea, what does it mean, for cryptocurrency to be developed in the past 5 to 6 years? I don't, maybe 2012 was when it started. Sorry, so the past 10 years, and then we go into an inflation where the dollar is almost meaningless. Like, do you think that there's some sort of correlation between the dollar decreasing and crypto becoming a thing to the point where maybe we'll switch currency or we will adapt to something different? Have you thought of that or have you seen that? Um,
So,
any effects
so,
of that?
so there's a YouTuber I watch named Crypto Kirby. I recommend everybody to watch him because he's hilarious. He's hilarious. But what he does, like, so like a lot of traders go based off of certain things. So what he goes off of is a U.S. dollar index, and that goes against the dollar. So, and it show like what he says all the time. He says as the U.S. dollar index goes up, which means the dollar's going down, Bitcoin goes down. And what a lot of people wanted to believe about Bitcoin is that it's the new dollar, it's gonna be the best in dollar. But what the recession figured out is it's the dollar still is king.
Right. Because
Like
Bitcoin doesn't have enough value.
Bitcoin follows the trend of the dollar.
Right. Right.
it's also one of those things I feel like the government's
Mm.
never gonna let Bitcoin take over and be the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can I say something?
but
It's a big thing. It's a big thing happening right now. They're saying like the government doesn't want to regulate Bitcoin because if they do, then the banks are gonna stop holding cash and get Bitcoin
Yeah.
and make so much money. Bitcoin gonna go to 100,000 because we know the bank does our money. It takes our money. We don't own our money. The bank takes our money, invests it in the companies. Well, if they make the dollar regulated and the bank knows it's gonna stay stable, they're buying big. They're putting all their cash into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All
Bitcoin's
of our
going to the
cash,
sun. All of
right?
all of
They're
our cash.
into the Bitcoin.
Not
So
not
how
all
does
of
that?
it, but a good amount. To
How,
make a lot of money.
right? And I don't know if you know, but how would that transfer into like how would that change things? Would that still what cryptocurrency is saying where the dollar and the Bitcoin are connected in that way? Or would it switch it up since the banks are investing in Bitcoin? Would Bitcoin
Yeah,
start to become something of its own entity to where the dollar could go down and Bitcoin can go up?
it'll switch it.
Right.
The reason why Bitcoin is not regulated, the government doesn't have any policies on it, which is another big thing about it, because they say if they regulate it, it defeats the purpose because it's supposed to be a decentralized, you know, monetary system.
Right.
So if there's regulations on it, then it's not decentralized, it's centralized.
Right. And that's the thing about it is the how it was created made it able to not be centralized. Like like what you're suggesting, I think, is that if this it will become centralized at that point because majority of it will be owned by government. Like China has a lot of stake in Bitcoin, right? I'm pretty
Exactly,
sure a lot of different governments have stake in Bitcoin, which is scary
exactly,
because let's say that we do, right? That we talk about this US dollar going down and then this Bitcoin going up, and it becomes centralized in some way, and we will be owned by whoever owns the most, right? Whoever owns the
exactly.
most of the Bitcoin will own the country, and that's crazy. Wow, what the
That's
hell?
crazy.
What?
So
Crazy.
I'm gonna pull up this debt clock we were talking about earlier. This
Okay, yeah.
And while you're doing that, I want to talk about another thing what's been happening with crypto, which is the reason why Bitcoin has been dropping. So
Mhm.
there's three companies, three Eras Capital, Celsius, and Terra Luna. So I'm not
One more
sure
time,
which
one more time.
order, but it doesn't
My
matter.
fault.
Huh?
wait.
Say 'em again.
Three Eras Capital. These are all like crypto companies. Three Eras Capital, Celsius, and what's the other one? Terra Luna. So
Terrible.
Terra Luna is a coin. Um okay, Terra Luna is a stable coin. So a stable coin is a coin that goes off the trend of a dollar. So if the dollar's a stable coin tries to replace the dollar. So it's just a coin that's gonna be $1. So Three Arrows Capital got a big loan. That's what all the banks do with each other. They loan each other money so they can make each other money. That nobody fails. It's a big circle. So Three Arrows Capital put all that money into Terra Luna. Terra Luna collapsed. So right there, that's two major players out. Because Three Arrows Capital put all their money in there this is all correlates to Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price. Three Arrows Capital put all their money into there. After, like once Bitcoin started dropping a little bit because that money got transferred, Terra Luna dropped and the stablecoin, like, everybody lost their money. So Three Arrows Capital, that loan was like $650 million, and that's Bitcoin's market cap is what, a little bit under $1 trillion right now. So that's big. You feel me? That's big money. That's big money. But that right there is the reason why Bitcoin dropped. I be forgetting that. I be forgetting that.
It dropped recently because of that. And
Yeah, because
when you said that two major players was out, that's because they invested all of their earnings. And then when you say they, if it's decentralized, who is they? Like
what do you mean?
who is the one like so you said it Trace what? Trace Altus? That's a tequila. Trace Altus.
Terra Luna,
But no. Terra Luna got invested into by who?
Three Arrows Capital.
Three Heirs Capital, right?
Yeah.
So who is in charge of giving that to Terra Luna in order for them both to fall? Like, is Bitcoin ran by like a group of people that say we could Bitcoin invest in the Terra Luna like um Three Heirs Capital did? So essentially, the question is just
Wait, you said
who is
can Bitcoin invest into Three Arrows Capital?
yeah.
How would Bitcoin can't do that?
Okay, so Terra Luna is centralized then,
Yeah.
as is
No.
Trace Capital, Trace Era Capital.
Terra Luna is a stable coin.
Okay, what is a stable coin? I'll
So
look it up.
so the point of a stable coin is to put your money in it. It's gonna stay stable. You're not gonna lose no money. It's gonna be,
Okay,
small gains. Small. So the point of it was,
like a savings account.
so I didn't want to bring Voyager into it because it's gonna, like, confuse y'all. But Voyager is a crypto staking platform where they were promising 20%, but
Increase?
no, 20% interest on their money on the year, whatever money they put in to their app. So what people were doing with Voyager is they were using Voyager to buy Terra Luna, which made Voyager the big player for Terra Luna, and their all their money, all their market caps, all of that. So once Voyager
Mm,
went out, Terra Luna went out. Once Terra Luna went out, Three Arrows Capital went out. And then right now, what's happening is, and the other company I mentioned called Celsius, they also went out, but they're getting, so a bank just bailed them out. They just gave them a bunch of money, it gave them a plan to make all their money back, so they're gonna be cool. But that's BlockFi, and that's Sam Friedman, and he's the youngest billionaire, and he doing big moves like that on some raw shit, giving them 650 million like that. That's raw.
all right, real quick, Sam Dude is in charge of what? I'm sorry, I missed her. He's in charge of what?
Of he's in charge of BlockFi FTX, and that's like one of the biggest crypto platforms there is, which is why he got all his money.
Okay, and when you say crypto platform, that is just something that like Robinhood. Well, Robinhood's more stock, but you can get
Coinbase,
it. Coinbase. What
but
we
yeah,
got?
but yeah, you can use
Uphold,
Robinhood.
essentially. And so I like this idea where we talked about. I'm promising you 20% increase on a savings account that is that it would Terra Luna card. Now that's okay, genius. Like, of course, everybody's gonna run and go try to buy that. But then I'm interested as to why it fell. Um, but hold on, Sean. We'll get back. Pooh, since we're streaming this right now, let's get into this. Let's try to break this down as best we can.
All right,
Um,
just let's start off with this. Like, I want y'all both to answer. Like, how much debt are y'all technically in right now? Like, just honesty hour, you know.
um, I got $35,000 in student loans, plus another 2 grand in loans, so that's 37. Um, I would say about $40,000 in total. Which, if I make
Damn.
60K next year, doing what I'm doing, and I only have to pay about 25,000 in what's it called in like household fees, and I'm able to save this perfect world, of course, then I can pay at least 25,000 next year towards my debt. But, however, one thing that we always talked about with mom being in nonprofits and knowing how to get out of things is like if you work in a nonprofit for 10 plus years or something, then you are considered eligible to get your shit. What's it called? Like
Yeah.
erase type. So I always had this mentality of I want to pay my shit back in cash. I want to walk back $35,000 in the bag, like here, fuckers, take this shit, right? But at the same time, it's either that or it's find a way to get it, taken care of essentially. Pooh, how much debt do you think you're in?
So I luckily I haven't had to take out student loans yet. I probably might have to in the next couple of years just for my 4 year college. But honestly the only debt I have right now are credit cards, and so my one credit card's maxed out. Like that's like $2,500, and the other one, if I
How
max
much?
that one, $2,000. I
You
was
feel me? That's
stupid.
what I said.
It's a problem. I
How
messed
did you
up.
get how did you get approved for
So
$2,000
okay,
credit
so
line?
it started off with $500, and like they just
I got
keep on
2001.
reeling, they just keep reeling you in. You know what I'm saying? Like they keep reeling you in. They keep giving you upgrades after you keep paying and stuff like that. My Kohl's card is at like $500.
Okay.
Um, then my Discover card, which I just got, shout out to Discover. Uh, that one has a $500 limit. I don't know how much I've used so far. I've
Mm.
been using that to put gas in the car though, to get like in between paychecks, shit like that.
Right.
Gotta put
Okay.
gas in the whip. So I would say probably about like 3,500, maybe $4,000.
That's not
That's
shit.
nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like that's nothing right now. Like, that's nothing compared, to especially like, a lot of people my age who have student loans and shit like that. What's yours, bro?
So
Have debt.
you
About the same as yours, I would say, like 3,000. Like I will be sick. Shit. I owe BG 600. You feel me? Because of my withdrawal, and then of course all my credit cards, some money. But you have to. You feel me?
Got it.
How you move your credit, and then I think I have like 3,000 in student loan debt. That's it.
Not bad.
Real quick, because it's on my mind. I want y'all to get
It's like
the 2
5,000.
apps. I want y'all to get the 2 apps called Acorn and Stash. Acorn is the one that takes the money from your change. So if it rounds up your dollars, so like if I spend $5.02, it's gonna take 98 cents, take it from my bank account and put it into my account on Acorn. So I got like $75 sitting in there just because it's stacking up and stacking up.
Clutch.
Also, they give you this option to do what's called an IRA. Sean, I think you know a little bit about those. You could do Roth or traditional, and so it's like that right there is just a shortcut for everybody who's watching. If whatever, make sure that you are tapping into something like an IRA or some type of savings to where you don't really have to think about it, but it's building for you. IRA essentially is, and I'll send it to you so you can put it up. But it's basically like you can max out only $6,000 a year into your IRA account because over time it builds interest. You're not supposed to touch it till you like after retirement, and then from there it'll increase tenfold. So I suggest everybody get on that Acorn and Stash, and they'll walk you through it and give you some good advice as far as saving, credit, budget, and stuff like that.
Really.
But yeah, back to this U.S. debt clock.
So the cool thing about this, me and Marshawn actually literally just got put onto this today by one of our coworkers and stuff like that, and she showed us this because we were
I've
talking.
been hip. I've seen it before, but I definitely forgot about it.
She had showed us. We started talking about taxes. That's how we got into this. Because me and Marshawn were talking about how like a lot of the taxes we pay out of our hardworking paychecks are kind of bullshit BS. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
I was just like, dang, we started talking about Social Security, and she started explaining to us about how Social Security is literally like how she describe it.
She said it's an open box. She said the government official can go in there and get the money whenever they want, and that's why there's no more money left in it.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm taking my hard-earned money, basically just be thrown in like a little pot. You know what I'm saying? Just a little pot for everyone to dig their hands in. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? I'm basically paying.
Literally,
Essentially, I'm basically paying for, you know, weapons that for wars we're never gonna go to. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm paying. I'm buying. I'm
paying
buying.
for elections and
Yeah,
campaigns.
Right.
exactly. I'm paying for a presidential campaign. Presidents I don't even want to vote for. Like, you know what I'm
Literally,
saying?
I ain't give a fuck.
Congress, I don't want to vote for anything like that. Like, you know, not Congress, but you know what I'm saying? Like, political things like that. Like, the things I don't even need. When, like, I'd rather, like, okay, if I'm going to have my money taken, I'd rather be put somewhere, you know, useful, like improving the city, you know what I'm saying? Like, improving schools,
Right.
improving, like, you know, it's like for you, you live in a big city. You know, like, for you, like, if I lived in Phoenix, I would rather go towards, like, shelters, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, food, like, improving the streets, improving just, like,
Yep. And
anything.
and that's one thing is where like all their our taxes out here are a little bit higher because of that simple fact is like they want to create this paradise sort of feel. So
Yeah.
their tax money is going towards getting the streets right, making sure there's palm trees, making sure there's everything looks in order type deal.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with you when we're talking about social programs, maybe law enforcement, community development. That's where taxes should go. Like you're saying with federal policies
Community
and
development, I like that.
elections and stuff. Um, exactly. But this is why voting is so important, which we don't often recognize. Like when you vote, it comes into this community development aspect. We're not just talking about president, we're talking about community
Local
level. Like
elections, yeah.
people don't, right, and we get kind of confused on that sometimes. Like I'm not a vote, I'm not gonna vote, but like it comes down to the local mayor. Like that nigga is in charge of developing his community. Who
Yeah.
are we putting in that position? Who are we putting into the chairmancy and all of these different things? So
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things where, like,
mm,
there's no problem with me. Like, I'll gladly pay taxes to, especially out here, like in Oberlin, build a rec center. You know what I'm saying? For kids that kids can
right.
use. Um, build
They will
like
never do that.
they never will
Mm,
because that's another story.
They
But
stuck.
they literally that's just it's like they've had so many opportunities to turn land out here in the rec centers for kids, or like make places for kids that safe places for kids to go. Because you know it's important to have for kids to have safe places because some kids don't have that at home. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's one of the things like I feel like our tax money goes to a bunch of BS. And that's how we got brought to this debt clock. She was showing us, and so it's been going for a second. So I know you guys have been seeing, but um, the reason I started off with asking how much you guys are in debt because, like I said earlier, um, everyone in the world is in debt, according to this, right? You see what I'm saying? Everyone in the world, even Jeff Bezos, all the millionaires, we're all broke here. You know, look at the amount of U.S. national debt. So you see that, right? And then look down at the U.S. M2 money supply, right? We're constantly printing more money off, but we're never gonna catch up to this debt up here. Isn't that absolutely crazy? You see where it is right here?
Point to it one more time.
It's in the black,
Okay.
like gray.
That's how much we're printing.
Yeah. That's how much we're printing off.
20 trillion.
And
That shit's a scam.
but it's
We're
crazy
printing
because
$20 trillion that we don't have and owe. That's
we're
crazy.
never ever gonna be able to catch up to the U.S. debt we're in by printing money off because we're so far gone. That's $10 trillion away.
So, Pooh, I just was on it. Go to state debt clocks,
Oh, wow.
and then go to Ohio.
One second.
You're good. You're good.
Go to Ohio. You see this?
So, yeah, according to this, it doesn't like Ohio doesn't look that bad. Debt to
No,
GDP ratio,
because no,
right?
it's a smaller state though. Think about how small
Right.
Ohio
Okay.
is compared to like. All right, so let's examine this stuff.
Go Cali. Go Cali. Let's see what Cali.
Huh.
So even debt per citizen,
Give
right?
Ohio its flowers. Ohio is probably doing better than most.
They are.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Actually,
because
yeah,
I went to look at it.
let's do this real quick. Let's look at a lot of the popular states. So Ohio's debt per citizen is only 7,000, right? Let's look at Cali.
And nationally, it's 92,000. Let's get that.
Look at Cali.
Damn.
Cali's a hot mess, Loki, but it's also way bigger.
Wait,
And
is that an extra comma though? One,
But
two,
it should
three,
make up
four.
for it,
One,
yeah.
two, three. Yeah.
look at their debt though.
Damn.
What
4
they're
million
spending.
food stamp recipients.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
See, so by looking at these, it doesn't look like like we should be nationally in debt
It doesn't.
because it looks like we're kind of doing okay, right?
So that's why I'm
States
wondering,
are doing
like,
good.
that's another thing I thought about when you said food stamp recipients. Food stamps are an imaginary currency. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it,
Facts.
because
Well,
like,
it's like nonprofits how they get paid. It's essentially that. It's I'll take a voucher like a food store, and the
yeah.
government will pay me for it.
But you see what I'm saying? Though, like, imagine, like, okay, so where's this? I don't say where's this money coming from? Because obviously we get it from government funding, but you know, like, essentially, like, where is this money?
All
Where
right,
is
so
it coming
Pete,
from? Where is it going to? And how is it coming back? Like, how
yeah.
are they? You know what I'm saying?
But that's where it kind of makes sense, right? Is we pay taxes to pay for food stamp recipients essentially. Like that we pay taxes and that kind of goes to that community development, make sure everybody eats. But cool thing about that is it automatically goes back into our system of economics because they're taking that money and the government's going to pay for their food through, whatever. So Dave had food stamps, right? So when he got out here, he came out and bought some. So I just fuck around and just went and spent $125 at the grocery store with the food stamp card. So what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do is he gets $250 a month. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna times 250 times 4,187,000. Let's just do 0.
Are we looking at that?
No, you're good. Times
Okay.
50. Too big of a number to count. Just know that
But
whole
also,
lot of
you have to think like, what is the best we
good.
can do as a company with no exports really? Like, I mean, as a country, like, what money can we really even make in the grand scheme of things if we don't really have any big exports?
So that's another thing like that he just said I was gonna add to when you said like it doesn't look like we should be in debt. This number is not just from like states and how much debt they're in. This is also like us within the world, like how in debt we are with other countries, right? So we're like where we're getting
Okay.
oil from, you know what I'm saying? Like where we have our like transit our exports. We're in debt with a lot of those people. We're in debt with a lot of countries at the moment. So that's not just within the United States, that's also like outside the United States in the whole world.
You know what I'm curious is
What?
what would the world look like if it wasn't in debt? Would there be balance or would there be chaos?
There wouldn't be a world.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, so that's essentially like how the like money makes the world go round. It does. You know,
You need that.
if we didn't have money, Like if money wasn't really a thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Kind of how it used to be. Like you know, like you wake up. Like we're all in like a little like I guess neighborhood or whatever. We wake up. We need something from each other. We get it from each other. Like everything's grown ourselves
Right.
type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess like essentially like a reservation kind of thing. Like this is a
That's
scenario.
crazy.
This
I
is like
remember I remember
but
freshman year I walked in a Russ class. He has a question like some. I was like, he asked, how do we save homeless people? I said we need homeless people.
Mm, interesting.
why'd you
To
You
say
what
feel
that
me
though?
to
though?
what to what capacity? And I understand. I understand it because it's like, you gotta have the bottom in order to have the top. But this one thing where we get into
Right.
like as a like there's this idea, right? If an alien came to our world, they would base us on three different like types of planets, right? Type one is do they know how to live, like they know how to survive, right? Type two is do they know how to organize and thrive, and then type three is like are they advanced civilization, right? We're like below
And are
type
they
one, like we're
sustainable?
right, right. We're like below type one type dude. So essentially, like we could get rid of homelessness if we were to move up in levels. And essentially, what Joe Rogan says, or what he said, which always stuck with me, this idea of like we need to make all of our citizens useful to help with this national debt, to help with the growth of our country, to help with the community development. So putting our resources into these people be beneficial when it comes to like as a community, as a team, as a nation. Like that is why we should put it into people. But out like down here, there's like a Skid Row times three. Like it's bad as hell. Maybe not that bad, but there's this like it's on Jefferson Street out here, and it's none but tents for like three, four, five streets, and three, four, five streets over, it's like the city popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's nothing but people out there homeless. And I don't know. That shit crazy. I asked my homie, I said, why do you think homeless people like kind of have like fucked up minds? And then he like, I think they're out here in this heat so much that their brain gets fried from that, and then they have to cope, so they start to touch, other different things. We met a guy who said he was working for 64 years, retired, and was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. So he just started living in his car type deal, So
So, remember, I was trying to repeat this. What were you talking about earlier though?
right,
How well we put so much money into war. Like look how much money we put into war right here. And no offense, like a war hasn't even happened since when?
all right,
Like
all
early
right.
2000s, right? Obviously, I'm not saying like we put our money in last minute, and be broke and be screwed during the war, but that's just ridiculous for spending that much money on war. And but
And I think we're just getting to the point where we don't need it. You know?
we
We
don't.
don't need we don't need the war anymore because we come to this understanding. Like, fuck, we gotta have a war, nigga. We got nukes, bro. Ain't no war. We not talking about,
Literally,
we're
it's
not about to go over here.
either gonna happen or it's not,
Yeah,
like type shit. But
literally,
I just read
literally.
there's a debt time clock like clock time machine. I'm about to click on what year you guys want to do.
Yep.
You can look at 90s
Let's
when our
do
parents.
go 2008 too.
2008. Let's start with 2008. This one I might need to zoom in a little bit. Yeah. All right. So in 2008, this is mind you, this 2008, right? We were only $10 million
Uh,
in debt. 10 trillion, my bad. 10 trillion.
We're at 30?
We're at 30 right now.
Damn, 23 trillion in what? 14 years?
That's insane. Look at this.
Damn.
I think there was a war around that time. I think if I'm right, Iraq happened around a little bit. Iraq happened
And
a
right
couple years
now there's
before that.
also a war too. We gotta remember that.
You
That is
said
true. I
what?
mean, but yeah, essentially there is. I guess I don't really consider us in a war. Oh wait, U.S. total debt was. Did it go down? No. U.S.
All right,
national
what's the
debt's up
difference?
here. U.S. total debt's in the
I think
million.
national is what we owe in the country, I
Yeah.
guess.
So
Okay, okay, okay.
U.S.
Wait,
total
wait.
debt though is 50 trillion though.
Okay. Wait. So what is it? Go back to on this in 2022 U.S. total debt because I didn't see
I'll
that
bring
on
these
there.
out real quick.
That has to be more than 33 million, huh? Okay,
National debt.
91?
Oh shit.
91 trillion. What the fuck?
Wait, what? Where's that at? Put your mouse over it, Cam.
Here.
Yup.
Almost 100 trillion dollars in
Whoa.
debt.
What year is that?
Saving
It's 2022.
this today.
Oh,
Yeah. Savings per family is $1,287.
Imagine living off of that.
That can't even pay for one surgery.
So let's
That
go back
can't.
to 2008.
That's only gonna pay for a lemon.
11.
Literally.
You gonna get a
2008.
car at 70,000 miles.
Savings for family in 2008 was only $4,000 too.
You said what was? Savings?
Savings, but
4,000?
this is
Okay.
also when, like I said, like imagine how, like, remember how, so I have to look up, we can look up how cheap, what the gas prices of gas were, right? I'll just click on it. 2000 right
2,000.
here. Let's look up. Let me not share my screen because I'm sorry. I be googling some bullshit for the Discord picture. It
Shit.
would be like that, but
Yeah.
The stream ended.
I know I stopped sharing for a second. Gas prices in Ohio.
Big black CC pop up.
Oh, it was like Harry Buttholes or something like that. Not gonna lie, I just had to change it. Let's look at what year you guys want to look at.
For gas?
I probably went
2000.
through the
2000.
years. Ohio regular conventional gas prices. Okay, I can share my screen now. All right, so 2004 is like the latest one back to, but look at 2003. June was $1.40.
$1.40 for a gallon.
Crazy as hell, isn't it?
Let me see.
$1.50 in August and $1.40 in December. So drop back down.
This Ohio? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That shit's crazy.
And it shows 2022 also. But look at pandemic
I mean,
prices.
Is it crazy though?
shit, just look at the month of January and just go all the way down.
How
It's
do y'all think
crazy.
minimum wage really works then if we don't have any money?
It doesn't. No one can live off minimum wage. Minimum wage is a bunch of BS too. Like, please, like, just point me to someone who can live off minimum wage right now.
Ushi, I'm raw. In June of 2003, that was the cheapest gas.
Damn.
No, it was in December.
This is actually crazy. We hit 489. They didn't even update the one for those $5 recently.
Yeah, we ain't hit $5 on here. I don't think.
Oh, we did. On Overland, we did. Make you right. We hit 509.
Yeah, they be waxing y'all.
I was so mad. It was like the first week of
That was
work too.
pathetic, bro.
So, like, okay, so we looked at the price of gas, right? Let's go back to this. This is 2000, right? Total U.S. debt in 2000 was 26 trillion. And U.S. national debt was 5 trillion. What's crazy about this is that in 8 years it went up all the way up to $10 trillion.
Where's the
Totals right here.
where's the
Whoa.
house?
Hold on. They got a budget for 2026?
You want to look at that?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Stay on this real quick. Where's the what's it called for the housing? That medium house
Oh, it's house market. That's good. That's why I didn't think about that. Is it even on here?
Is this 2022?
This is 2000.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's what you look. Yeah,
Household
that's a good.
assets total.
total debt per family in 2000 was 363,000.
Crazy, huh?
I don't even. Oh, what? Would you count a home as debt then?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you take a loan out on it. Yeah.
Yep.
That don't even make sense.
There's 31 trillion living in poverty. I think that's around the
Damn.
same. I think it
31,
was like 40
31
something.
million.
Oh, my bad. It's 31 million. It was 31 million living in poverty, and then I think this was 40 million in 2022, if I'm right. I don't think they have the house one on here. They have bank profits.
They don't.
Go mortgage.
It also
Go
said on
mortgage.
the new one. It was a new chart.
Go mortgage loan calculator. Down at the bottom. What the hell?
This is just I think like so. What do you want to do? No, I can't do it.
Okay, you good. You can go back. You can go back. Yeah. I just
So
want to see if that had
let's
it.
look at the budget shutdown. 2026.
I wonder how accurate this is gonna be 4 years from now.
Crazy to think about. Budget estimates compared. So U.S. debt current clock rate. I think we'll be only $10 million in debt in 4 years. 10 trillion. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry for
plus
saying that.
The realistic one is the middle one.
office management budget.
Because it says U.S. debt clock at current rate, so that's if we stay at the exact same rate we're at, and I doubt we
Right.
will.
Damn.
Look at the GDP. It's gonna drop if we
God.
stay at the same rate. Look at
That's
that.
that's our GDP,
Yeah,
28 trillion. Okay.
that's prediction of what it'll look like. But look at if things stay exactly the same. Look at what it is right here.
So we'll be down.
I see it going up though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's odd shit.
I see it going way more our GDP.
But look how high our spending or gross debt to GDP ratio is if we stay the same.
Wait, in 4
183%.
years they got us at 36 trillion, and we're at 30 trillion right now.
Yeah.
33.
That's crazy. Oh, so it's 3 trillion. Okay.
But the rate is moving like, god damn.
Crazy, huh?
All right. I do want to get into like y'all philosophies on money and how y'all manage and what
No, for
goals
sure.
are.
I definitely
wanna-
wanted to show everyone that because that shit like that blew my mind earlier. Like I was talking to my teacher, just like, bruh, that's crazy to think that like she said, like anyone in the world who thinks that they're rich, no, they're not. Like,
Oh,
I mean, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are rich.
no, definitely, but like,
because they could just transfer their currency to China and then fucking live in China.
They
Like,
they, they don't got debt. They're exceptions. They can't
but I
have
don't-
debt.
shit. Well, you think he paid cash for his home? No, because he needs
Hell
to build
yeah.
credit. But it's a credit thing, right?
His
It don't
credit's
matter how much.
probably already on top though.
Like he got 800 flat. Man, look that shit
But
up. Cause I'm curious.
that also includes
what do you
money
look up?
you like. It includes the money in your bank though. So if you owe,
You look up if Jeff Bezos paid cash for his house or not.
Yeah, Bill
you
Gates,
know what I
Elon.
mean, no leak like that includes the money in your bank. So if you owe 360,000 in your house and you got 4,000 in your bank, it's gonna
That's
say
a
you owe
commonly asked
356,000.
Right. But if you got 700 mil in there, your crib costs 1 mil. It's gonna be 699 mil, essentially.
He
But
bought the most
Right.
but
expensive
business,
property in LA. That's crazy.
it's you leverage that though. I don't know, but I was told or I assume
You leverage what?
debt or loans and credit like you leverage. So I'm sure he's in debt to some aspect. Um, all right. Well, I just want to say
Well,
this
his new
because I've
house is
been
165 million, but he probably did pay in cash. He's a
fake.
trillionaire, so.
God damn. I don't even know how I would.
But no, I
I
don't
don't
know
even know
though,
how you would
cause
live with all that.
oh yeah, he did.
How do you even live with all that shit?
You know what I'm saying, imagine having like he bought the most expensive property in LA.
But people like Donald Trump was a good example with how he started like he was rich as hell and then he went broke, but then ended up getting back rich. Like I'm sure that you know if you're
Trump
not
ain't go
leveraging your
broke.
money that right. Yes, he did. It's in his book.
Somebody told me though. Who was it? It was G Dad. It was G Dad. He told me he was like, have you ever seen a picture of Donald Trump's dad? I said no. I said, have you ever heard anybody talk about Donald Trump's dad? I said no. You feel me? And but they say he had a lot of money, but I know what he means. Like when you
Yeah,
look him up,
yeah,
you don't really find anything. I don't think.
I mean,
yeah.
a
His
lot of
dad
these
put him
millionaires
like,
have money though. Like Jeff Bezos' parents gave him $300,000 to start Amazon.
damn.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like that would be like Scoot getting $300,000 from someone in his family.
Oh God, to start 10K type shit. and then it
Wait,
turned
they
into
gave
$1 trillion.
his family gave him
Yeah, I literally
$300,000.
just read that. Had a bunch of facts about
Oh,
it.
but you can't lose. Like, if you come from money, all you would know is money, so you'll know how to make it. You know what I'm
Literally.
saying? Like, you'll know how to live and get back to it. And that's the thing is like a lot of it is just a philosophy in your own head. Like Sean, you kind of have a philosophy where it's like I know I can make it, I can get it. So if I lose it, it's gonna come back type deal. And it literally does that. And that's where we get into like people who are playing the wrong money game. There's people who are playing $100 game when they should be playing $1,000 game. There's people who playing $1,000 game when they should be playing tens to hundreds. There's people who's playing hundreds where they should be playing two. So it's kind of like all about the thought, like how you believe or what you believe about money and how you were programmed as a child. Like I want to ask you this question right here. What are some beliefs that were passed on to you about money? Like, what are some sayings that your parents used to say about like money don't grow on trees, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, ain't cheap, or the rich are, you know what I'm saying? Some of these things that they told us or they when we were younger, like it's still sitting in the back of our head. Like, if you're rich, you're evil because some people, believe it. Turn that ring light on, girl.
Oh man, I need that ring light. Not the camera on.
She,
But
she.
one of
Yeah, Marcala, I can't see you. Turn the light on.
the Aw.
Jokey joke, jokey joke. No, Sean, you must got a nice camera.
Right in the
Yeah.
door.
God, he in the dog, he looking nice though.
But one of the things that my dad used to say all the time that stuck with me was definitely money doesn't grow on trees, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just
You
the
got
fact of
McDonald's money?
on me, like, that type of deal, like, like spend your money wisely, and essentially when he would say that, like, you got McDonald's money, we got food at the house, and that's one thing that, like, it's a lesson I wish I would have paid attention to more. I'm still trying to learn, like, I got food at home, so you blowing money on food. I got
Right.
plenty of food at home. And just
I,
another,
I see.
then one word he always say was that, like, money, I mean, not money doesn't buy happiness, but you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not gonna really be happy.
hmm And then so subconsciously, like you don't even know, but you spend your money because some of them things are still sitting in the back of your head. As far as like what you believe about money, there was a guy who made like $800,000, but his mom kept saying like rich people are bad or they're evil or they don't know how to, whatever, whatever. So he'd always go broke because internally our emotions are more charged up than our logic is. So he logically wanted to keep his money, but emotionally he knew that if he felt rich, his mom wouldn't enjoy him. So
Hmm.
what he did was he went and bought her an island or bought her like a house on an island so that she could go and enjoy the rewards of living a rich life. And then it switched from there for him because now she looks at him and says, "Oh, he has money. Like he's not a bad person. He's not an evil
Yeah.
person." So it switched his internal emotional, in turn that it turns into him saving the money, not blowing it or just trying to get it off. But I seen something yesterday that said you spend $30 a day on some random shit adds up to $10,000 in a year.
Oh, that makes
Don't say
sense.
that because
You feel me? It makes you think
always
that when's the
like,
last time you spent that 30? When's the last time you spent that little 60, little 20 piece, little 40 piece, little 15, little, it
I'm
like it
telling
add
you,
up.
back in the day, I was spending $30 probably a day on weed. That's
Yep.
10 bands going on weed. Dude, that's horrible.
And that's the reference he used too is weed. He's like, you go buy an eighth and a pack of backwoods that's $40. Nigga put two grams in the wood, nigga. You halfway there. Next one tomorrow, nigga. Right
Literally.
back at it. Another 40, 80 bucks, and that shit adds up. So
Yeah, but
I just think it's cool. I think if everybody reflects on what they internally think or truly value about money, it would change how they handle and how they not only interact but receive and are able to make money,
that's crazy how you
save
brought
money,
up how
shit.
like that thought like rich like these bad evil people. Like
Right,
that was another thing like younger, a lot of rich people. It was like a stereotype that like a lot of rich people aren't nice. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
money corrupts people. Um, and I think that like that's like not completely true. A lot of like or know nice. Then like he kind of brings you
right,
questions. You question like, is this niceness genuine or is it just like look good? You know what I'm saying?
right.
Cause
But that's
I
where we
hate
get
when I see like celebrities or like YouTubers, big YouTubers go on there and like do things for publicity. Like personally, I personally think Mr. Beast like is actually a genuine guy. Like I think that he's like an
yeah,
actual like millionaire who just likes to really like he's blessed with all his money, so he's like I'm gonna go out and help people. You know what I'm saying?
I just watched a video of him. He had like this good big old jumbo thing, and he had this little boy. He had spun it, and he got a Nintendo Switch. So he was just giving
Really?
out gifts.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he's changing kids' lives
Mhm.
so easily, and like because he is blessed with this money and this fortune, he's out here helping people, but he's not doing it for views though. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he genuinely,
Right.
obviously he gets the
But
views on his
how?
video, but I
I'm gonna
genuinely
say,
think that he actually likes to help these kids.
but
Because
that
if you want to just
to
get
him in
views,
some way.
I'm saying because like if you want to just go out and get views, you just gonna go around and give homeless people hundreds of dollars.
Right.
You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Or like go do shit like that, or just go out and do some big act like donate food somewhere and record that shit. But like I don't know, he's actually like helping these like he's giving these kids game systems. You know what I'm saying? Like even like you look at like there was a video. I don't like this one. But there was a video of Rod Wave at a gas station just filling up gas tanks, like swiping his card, filling up
Yeah.
gas tanks.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like
When gas first started to spike,
yeah,
my
so you
boy
know what I'm
was
saying?
out
Like
there.
that's giving back. Like even like I mean like no offense to Jason, but Jason not like a millionaire yet, but he even gave back to the community already. You know,
right.
like
Right.
gave him a football camp.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see with him too. Is like since he hadn't come from money or hadn't come from anybody who knew money like he's making now. No one he's come across yet, besides the people that are in the league, have touched that type of money. So it's like it's a lot of what he's learning and what he's like starting or like I said learning is from other people. Is how other people manage their money, how they invest in their money, how they do this that and the third. And that's just crazy. But no, I just think it's something though, because you look at it and you say a person who is highly successful and wealthy must be there because they know how to manage not only their time, their mind, but and their assets. And then from there, it's like that's how you become rich, and that is how you know how to not only manage money, but be rich in spirit and mind and in actual physical possessions. It's like it goes hand in hand. So somebody who got it out the mud, who learn how to balance their time and their knowledge and their mind and their emotions and everything that comes with it, they're able to be a successful, happy, rich person and not feel like they're evil or this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
But when it comes to
Yeah.
other people who are like giving it and didn't have to earn it, didn't have to do this, that, and the third, then it's like it turns into this kind of malicious intent, like it's not used in the 100% correct way.
that's why
Um,
I think a lot of people like get confused about like. It's funny because like I was telling Marshawn like I'm about to get this money, and Marshawn asked me the first thing that he's like first thing he said was like, "What are you gonna do with that money?" You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Because like obviously I'm a really bad spender. Like it's one of those things
yep,
like Lil Dave be on my ass about like how
yeah,
Lil Dave be in your ear about saving money. He be on me like that, like just
yep,
this and this. And that's why I told Sean like that's why like I know myself so well. The first thing I'm gonna do is toss it in the savings. Like cause,
yep.
'cause
And,
I get paid from I get a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like all my spending money, all my bills are gonna be
yeah,
taken care of. The rest of my paycheck is gonna be spending money, but I'm not gonna go and blow that money on drinks, food. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
right,
gonna be there. And this is nothing we go back to earlier. How we said how like if we actually do go into a recession, which I think we will, that'll help me. That'll help me in the
yep.
future. And
You'll be prepared. But
yeah,
this is where I get into like, recession doesn't mean like apocalypse and shit, like and that's what, whatever. But in this sort of way of thinking, I just feel like we all need to be trained and ready to go. Like me and Sean was talking on the phone one day where we are talking like if shit dry up, it's war. It's the house next door versus the house next door.
mhm,
It's the niggas in the apartments versus the niggas at the store. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's that type of that's what we end up coming to. And so I think it's just more important. Like instead of stacking your money, I think it's like investing into tools. It's people who are stacked up and saved up with water, with wipes and all this extra shit, just in case. But at the same time, it's like having the knowledge of how to grow your own shit, having the knowledge of how, learn how to transport. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm not saying you want to go buy 10 barrels of gas, but just in case, and then spend $420 on, a couple barrels of gas and go put that shit up. I know that's not the actual, whatever,
yeah.
but I feel like that's what it should become is like a knowledge of learning how to train to survive within the world should something like that happen.
That's what me and Leah were talking about. And I'm gonna use an example, but I don't know if you remember Brendan Ortiz. We went to school with him, whole Ortiz family. He is literally like he's able to grow everything himself. I'm pretty sure almost
Yep,
everything. And me and
yep,
Leah were talking about it. I'm like, dude, like when stuff goes left, he's gonna be fine. Like they have a
yep,
whole farm full of animals, stuff like that. They know how to grow. He knows how to grow their own food. He can grow any type of food. Like
Yep.
people like that who are in
And
touch with nature like that, who can grow their own food, um, and people like that who just like make their own water filters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anything, like people like that, people who have a bunch of wood to make fires, people who know how to cook, people who know how to survive in the wilderness, things like that. Um, they're gonna be fine, you know?
uh, one more thing that's cool to talk about is like growing food and stuff. There's like a seed bank in like fucking England or something where they have a seed of every single fruit and vegetable that there is, trees and everything, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, let's say, like now, wherever you live, if you take the seed and you put it in a little plastic bag, it'll sit forever, like it'll until it's sprouted and ready to grow, right? So you take all your seeds and you store them and you label them, right? And you have all I got green peppers seeds right here, I got jalapeno seeds, and I got like 100 of them each. So every time I corn, I put them in there so that when the time comes, I'm ready. And the important thing is, I can't take these seeds and bring them to Ohio because their seeds are from here. You know what I'm saying? So understanding that, like if y'all take all your seeds, y'all can grow them at home because they're genetically modified. The seeds are to be able to grow in the climate that you live in. You know what I'm
That's
saying? So
crazy.
worst come to worst, if you were stocking seeds, just a jalapenos, just a green peppers, just a apples, just a, whatever. To come that time, you wouldn't even have to go buy them. You don't have to go ask your neighbor. You could do that yourself. And then with that thing where it's like, if Marcala grows oranges, Sean grows celery, I grow strawberries, and Pooh, you grow carrots. Pooh, the carrots gonna come in abundance. Strawberries gonna come in abundance. I can have some, you can have
For
some,
sure,
and we could
yeah.
just share. You know what I'm saying? We could trade, so to say. Let's share more trade. So, um, but yeah, let's do a couple questions though. Let's get these flowing real. Just for my mans, you know what I'm saying? Look at mirrors real quick. We're gonna do Sean first because he not used to it. All right, Sean. Question 261. What are the limits of rationality, or is rationality limitless?
Emotions.
Quick.
Quick straight to it.
Would you look? That could be period, or you could run on the sentence, my friend.
Shit. Emotions.
Yep, that's it. All right. I like that. Pooh, I got this question for you. What what are the biases and blind spots of humanity as a whole?
I think it'll make sense if I say it, but a lot of people, whether they like to admit it or not, they're not really teaching. I'll do it sometimes too. Like they don't want to be wrong. Like they're not gonna see anything wrong in what they do. Like,
Mm.
for example, like earlier, oh my god, I posted on my Instagram story. My dad and Lil Dave were arguing about like they're going back. There's too much like I realized to say they're going back and forth about when someone else gets paid and how payroll works and things like that. And like whether and like they both had solid points and they were both right in a way, but they wouldn't hear each other out. And I think that's
Right.
a lot of things that stops a lot of people from learning new things. Like that's one of the first things they say to us like, if you don't come in my class with an open mind, you're not going to learn anything. You
Right.
know, and I think that's what he was kind of hinting at, like coming here biased with a certain thought about things. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest. I guess that makes sense. Like just the need to be right all the time, not like
Yeah.
the inability to be teachable.
And I would even go to say that that's like pride or ego.
Definitely, yeah,
Uh,
that's exactly what it
I,
is. You can't handle
I'd
being
agree with
wrong.
yeah, I'd agree 100% with you.
Mm.
Marmar, I think I asked this question to you last time. I'm gonna ask you though: is it ever okay to cheat in a relationship?
No. Oh, um, no, especially if you're not being honest about it. I kind of, I want to say no. Well, things happen, but as long as you're upfront about that, I think it's the lying part that's really bad about cheating. People lie and try to save face, but
I got a question.
Yep.
If you get
yes,
cheated on, are you gonna get your lick back?
I always thought I'd just try to cheat first and then
See,
just kind
thank
of hold
you.
it, like just tuck it away, and then be like, if she ever like, that's why, bitch, shut up.
I
I
been
beat
there.
you to it. You know what
On
I'm saying?
me. I was there first. So you think I?
a four card that you just hold it until the end, like
Yup.
Yeah, yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
oh, Reverse and draw forward.
Hey, on me, that's it's a reverse you put down.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
but it's like, that's a tough question. You want to say no, but obviously anger, anger does a lot.
Cheat on me,
Uh,
I'm one step ahead. Like,
yeah, yeah, literally though, and it's not like not immature nor insecure, but it's like it's more just like I don't know, trust, I guess. Like just I don't know. I don't know. All right, hold on. Sean, um,
Wait, can I play?
go ahead.
So you know how you said stop using the word cheat. Cheat
Yeah,
is
yeah,
negative. So
yeah.
where is the line? Like, how do you define the line? Like when cheating is negative and when cheating's not? Because
So um, right, and that's where we say cheat, like when exploring your options. But that's the problem is like a relationship has a kind of like cuffness to it, has like a lock of commitment, has like a your honor, everything goes into a relationship, sadly. So it's like there is cheating of in a relationship because you put yourself within this box. You know what I'm saying? So you chose to step out this box even though you were the one who voluntarily stepped into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you have one, and this is why I'm no longer with my chick because y'all kind of made me understand that, which is you can't have one foot in and one foot out. That's
hmm
not fair to them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that in any normal relationship that is acceptable, but in an open relationship, like people, I know a girl who live out here. She do whatever she do, but she's in an open relationship, right? Or like she just got hella dudes. You know what I'm saying? They all know about whatever, and she try to balance it all. But I think that's it. I don't think the line gets crossed in the definition of the relationship.
hmm
I think, I think type shit. I'm ask everybody this question: Can you only have one best friend?
Marcala said
mm.
so.
What'd you say?
No,
Can you only have one best friend?
No, I was talking to Cam. She said something smart.
Oh.
I don't think you can. I think there's different types of
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
cause
say.
Leah's like here's the thing. I got a different. Me and Marcala have a different bond than me and Leah do. You know what I'm saying? Like vice versa. Like kind of how like it's like saying like me and Lode. I consider Lode one of my bond than any of my other friends. I think that it all depends on bond. I think
hmm Yeah, I think it's that like levels with people. Like Aaliyah, obviously, like she knows everything, so that's my ultimate best friend. But I would never take away from my relationship with Cam or Malin or Azure. I still consider them on that level.
Sure.
good answer.
And so it's kind of one of them things though. So you would say where it's kind of like levels to it, almost like a pyramid
Mhm.
where you can kind of put it into where
Yeah,
they kind of associate, friend, best friend, fucking stranger type deal.
right.
Um. Okay. In what scenario, if any, is it okay to lie to family or friends? Sean, go ahead, answer.
Uh, what's the word? Um, your your comfort. Like if it's out of your comfort to tell them something.
Tell
Mm.
them the truth. Mm.
Like, do you mean like if your relationship with them isn't at that level for you to share exactly what's going on?
Or if
No,
the information or
no,
what's
because it
being
could
said.
be at that level and you're just disappointed to tell them.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to save from disappointment.
Either way, it could be either way.
Mm. Okay.
I like that. I mean, I will kind of agree, but I think it's also like I don't ever believe in lying to save people's emotions. I don't know if that's like that's not something I kind of stand on. Like it needs to be like I'm 100% transparent. If not, then don't get involved with what I got going on, or don't let's not try to put ourselves in that situation. But it needs to be like there should be no need to lie. bruh. Unless it's
Right.
temporary. Unless it's something like when my mom says, like, she don't care about petty lies. She don't care about us saying that, you know what I'm saying, we snuck out when we were 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. She don't care about that. You know, that's okay. Moving forward, it's the bigger things, you know, a pregnancy, a fucking, smoking, selling drugs, you know, those little things are when it's like we kind of have to be upfront. So the level of seriousness determines when it's okay to lie to family or friends, for sure.
Right. So
All right,
I want to tell you why I disagree with that, and
but
because that goes into everything. Like if you're transparent, I mean you're transparent everything. Somebody walk up to you how much you made last night, you're gonna tell them the exact number. What
right,
you be doing at home, you're gonna tell them what you be doing at home, and it's just
right.
like to me that's not cool because nobody should know what I'm doing when I'm not
So
in front of
so
them. Like
let me
I
s-
don't like just telling people what I'm.
let me
I don't
say
like nobody knowing
vague.
nothing.
Hold on, look, vague transparency or general transparency, where it's like how much you make last night. Shit, like 300. Or how much do you love me? You know, a little bit. Where it's like I'm telling you what's real to me, but at the same time, I'm not giving you all of it. I'm telling you vague. I'm giving you vague information. That's still transparent. It's just not. It's not all of it. If that makes sense.
I feel like
Um.
there's
mm,
there's certain things that you could be transparent about. Like for me, like how much you made last night, or how much like I hate when people ask me like how much you get paid, because like it's difference
mm,
between being like transparent, but then like they like so like you tell your uncle or someone that I made $1,300 last night. And he gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, like when he needs some money, he gonna come to you. Obviously, if you locked
Yeah.
in with your uncle
Okay.
like that, like you know what I'm saying, like this one time I'll help you out. But
All right.
they try to see how much money you making all the time, or like what you got for them. That's when people start to use you. And obviously, I'm not saying like everyone's family is like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I feel like it could happen. You know, like they gonna see what you got. They gonna see how you living. They gonna want something from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's better just to be keep it shut, huh?
I mean, I think certain things, obviously, like you said, like little petty things, you know, like oh, like for example, you know, like the one day, couple weeks ago, came home a little intoxicated, I ate my dad's pizza. You know, I didn't tell him that. I told him I threw it away by accident. Then the other day, I was like, yeah, I ate your pizza, Dad. I was like, you know, the pizza that was in the fridge. I told him I ate it. He just looked at me and shook his head. That's a little lie. You know what I'm saying? I bought him pizza the next day though. That's okay, but like, there's bigger things, you know, like I don't know.
mm.
I would tell my dad if I got like fired from my job or something, or if I got hold on. I would tell him, you know, like bigger things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't worry about this, but like if I got pregnant, you know, like I'll tell him that.
Not I have to worry about this.
You know, I, I can be. So, I think there's like there's certain things to be transparent about, certain things to not be transparent.
Right.
You're muted.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're definitely fam.
Come on now. Whoop, come on now. Whoop,
There you go.
there it is. Okay. Um.
Oh, what's bro saying?
All right. Marcela, do you matter?
Mm, I would like to think so. I feel like everyone matters. I think everyone matters. That's a tough question.
Not a
Everyone
good.
has a purpose.
Yeah, like, do I matter to you, to anybody around me, universe? I think so. I matter.
To be continued on next week's episode. Yeah.
Literally,
Okay.
like, jeez.
All right, Pooh, I got one. When did you not speak up when you knew you really should have? Give me an example. I'm more low key want everybody to give
A couple of times. I have a hard time standing up.
it's cool because like you remember those motherfucking times when
Yeah,
you
it's
like
like it was like
when you
a
should
movie.
have.
You know how like on movies how like you like they have you like going through all these memories and it's like a That's
Yep.
exactly how this happened. But I should have spoke up.
I got one while you're
But
thinking.
go ahead, Sean.
Man, so earlier in the year, like this was like December, we was at we went to a basketball game. It was like everybody there and my girl with me. But G was drunk. G was drunk. So he was tweaking like he was like he was just being hella goofy, just doing some shit like he wouldn't do type shit.
Right.
But like I guess they say that's what they do, but like they was that like when he was drunk, he kept doing shit, and they just clap him every time he talked, clap him, like dead ass clapping him, like
Like smack.
on the neck, everywhere, like everywhere. But no, that's definitely like they was. I felt bad,
But you
but
like
but, but like I was recording and laughing too because it was fun. It was funny as fuck just because the shit he was doing.
Yeah.
But like
right.
they was dead ass clapping him. No, I felt bad.
Like is them your real homies, my nigga?
I'm saying, bro.
It's like,
No, the
no, I like mine was just real quick. Mine was at the last year's summer program. I walk into the camp or whatever, and one of the mentors is there, the tutors is there, and it's this little black kid. He kind of like he not crazy or nothing. Very well behaved, but he was acting out a little bit. And so one of the tutors or mentors was like damn near getting in his grill, and I wanted to look at him and be like, "You are a grown ass man. Leave this kid alone."
Yeah.
But I just sat there silent. So that's one thing that like I think about that shit frequently because like defending somebody in that situation, Sean, like you saying, like it's that like that sticks with you for real.
I guess I'll go something else. AFK, but
oh god.
there was definitely a couple times. The one of the main ones I remember is someone on our basketball team. I mean, I guess I ended up speaking up, but at first it took me a while to speak up. Someone on our basketball team, I think it was like my junior year or something like that, one of my years. Um, someone had like posted their like their nudes got leaked in the team, but like girls on the team were sending them around, and like I was a captain at the time, so like I should have said something to them about like sending them out. Like as a basketball team or any team in general, you're a family. So,
Right.
you're betraying one of your friends or family members just to try to be cool. I did end
Right.
up saying something. I actually got into an argument with Kaya about it.
Yeah,
She
me
was like,
too. I want to mention that.
cause she defended it, and I was like, I was like, you can't defend that. I was like, we're a family on this team, and you're ruining this girl's life. Like she was
Right.
an emotional wreck at school that whole week, and
Mm.
like everyone like, and she was like making comments about the picture, and I was like, that's not cool, dude. I was like, like I like we got in an argument in Mr. Jarvin's class. I remember because Miss Colson was a sub, and I ended up walking out and leaving. She apologized to me later that day, at basketball practice, and I just told the rest of the team, I was like, if you guys have this picture on your phone, like I'm telling coach. And
Right. Right.
I think that was a good thing. It took me a while to actually like get the courage to stand up for it, but that was something I guess I wish I would have spoke up about sooner.
Mm. Not for sure.
What were you saying, though, Sean?
No, I was just saying me too. I mean, I ain't speak up, but I was like, cause like you feel me, like that's not really my people, but I know, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what they be doing when they together type shit. But
Right.
like
Right.
after I end up like you feel me, asking, you feel me? They say that's what they do, but that shit's still not cool though.
He drunk. He added like his element and shit.
It was dead ass clapping him.
Yeah, that's weird. That's like I said, is them really your homies?
Yeah,
Like
on me. You not finna. You got a couple times. Like Marcela, we was out one night drinking, and Marcela smacked the shit out of me. And it took me a second. I was like, Marcela, we cool, but like, bruh, there's only a certain limit to how hard someone can smack you. So that shit gets serious.
all right, one more question. Do y'all believe in love at first sight?
Bro, me and Marcela literally just talked about this the other night. We had a fire. Just talking
Mm.
about this. And like, I think love at first sight isn't like exactly how it sounds. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh,
don't see someone and be like, oh, I'm in love. You may see someone
right.
and be like, I can see myself fall in love with them. But I think
Right.
like love at first sight is the type of thing that like you link with someone, you hanging out with them, you go home, you're like, damn, like I like this. You know what I'm saying? I think love at first sight is like hanging out together every day, like being together every day for like a week or two, and like you start to like like damn, like this is love. You know what I'm saying? Like first time you link with them, you know, like this is the one. But
Mm.
that's my opinion on love at first sight.
Boo boo.
No, I don't believe in it.
Good.
It's because like, what do you mean love? You fall in love with the way they look. Do you mean okay? Let's define love. Is love at first sight, or is you lay your eyes on them, feel like you're in love, or after the first time you our first conversation or the first, you know, is it that? Because there's two different things. Love at first sight, when they lay eyes on them, and that's lust. I feel
Right.
else besides love when you talk to them and you first them and you like the vibe way y'all interact with each other, then there's a strong maybe.
Right.
Because then it's like if you don't know all of the flaws, all of the things, all of the red flags, and I think that's what you need to accept for someone to really be in love with them. Like, and you don't know that from first glance. So no, I don't believe in that.
You got a car,
Sean?
Marcala?
What he
Say
say?
the question again.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Shoot, no.
Hmm.
No.
I'm the only hopeless romantic here.
Yeah.
I was
Probably
I know
not.
I was talking one of the homies I asked me the other day, and I'm like, I think love at first sight has a lot to do with emotions after the fact. So you think it's love at first sight because of what you stirred up in your memories type deal. Like a person like sees them, leaves, now 4, 5, 7 days later, they're like, oh, it was love. No, you just were so emotionally attached in that moment that you kind of like that emotion stuck with you throughout that time. Where it's like, I guess that is kind of love at first sight, but I think it's more like the story you tell yourself after the fact that it happened. Type deal. I don't know. It's weird. Like you, unless you just know. Like I'm pretty sure that happened before, but like that's one in a million. Where like they motherfuckers locked eyes and they
But
just
like,
never.
The movie
It
shit.
was history
The movie shit for sure.
God,
type
but
shit.
in the movies when that happens, dude turns out to be crazy.
Right. Or her.
Or a cheater.
Or you know, either he whooping you when you get home, like,
Mm.
mm-mm.
All right. Here go a good question. Right. Are there acts that are beyond redemption? What cannot be redeemed and why?
Breaking loyalty. Number one.
Yeah. Mm. And
Loyalty
that's
is
in a
murder for sure. Essentially, it's treason.
For sure.
okay. What level to the loyalty? Are there and then Sean, are there tiers to your loyalty? Meaning like the same way we were talking about there's levels to friendship. Is there levels to your like somebody who literally like crosses you for everything you got, or somebody who told you a little lie, like you're saying with this comfort thing?
No, you know what I went through. Like shit like that.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Well, if I'm thinking about what you're referring to, that's after the fact though, right?
What you mean?
Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I know exactly what you're talking about, but no, it's cool.
I'm
I
not
think
talking about cheating.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Because then it's like that trust is broken, like you're saying with that loyalty. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like that's definitely. I think money is definitely a huge thing about that breaks up a lot. It shows people's true colors, how loyal they truly are. Cause like a lot of people will cross you for a couple $100,
Well, that
$20.
nigga, what he said, Sean? I know some niggas that'll snake me for $3, for $200, for
Like
$1,000.
Oh God.
that's sad, bro. Like if you could break our trust, break our like basically just say forget our friendship over a couple $100 where you could go get you can go make yourself or go get a job and make. That it. They don't deserve to be in your life anymore.
And first thing I thought was like death, if someone killed a family member, like that can't be redeemed. Even if you go and get back gang or whatever, that's not redemption as much as it is revenge. You know what I'm saying? And then also like
You know what?
fucking sadly rape, but that shit can't because women lose that after that. So
Yeah, Key Glock. He said, "I can get it back in blood, but time."
Why do y'all listen to him?
Cause I like the song.
He's so shitty.
It's just the
It's
one song.
it's crazy though because you got a bunch of people like that's essentially like what gang violence in Chicago is. You know what I'm saying? Like you got what I'm saying? Like you got your homie get killed. You go get
Right.
it back in blood. You kill their homie. They come back, get it back, kill it. Like it's just like not endless thing, but
yeah,
it's one of those things where like kind of he said like no matter how many of them kill each other, how many of them shoot at each other or anything like that, it's never gonna bring their homie back. It's never gonna bring that dude back. It's not like a video game or like dodgeball when you knock someone out. You know what I'm saying? You catch a ball, you tag someone
uh,
back in. You know, like it's that's the thing I think a lot of people fail to realize. Crazy thing about like death and just like about gang violence and things like that. That's like especially like with the gang. Like that's loyalty. Like in a gang, you're supposed to be loyal to the core. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't like that's your family. You don't just dishonor them. You don't betray them. Any of that. And you're even willing to die for them because it's your family member. But
all right,
crazy.
last one because I gotta get cooking good looking. Um,
It's
if if y'all heart, you said what?
got to get to moving.
Yeah. Wait, you ready? If your heart was a song, what song would it be? Or wait, if your heartbeat was a song, what
My trailer
song would
about
it
to be
be?
some raw wave.
What?
Probably a Pop Smoke song.
Wait,
uh,
what?
Pop Smoke song.
What?
The New York drill beat.
Your drill beat.
Paper Route is your song. Um,
Heartbeats of 40 people.
Mhm.
That song.
so each was it like which
you said what? Boo?
I said? Is it like a beat song, something that relates to what you're going
Just your life experience in general. What song do you listen to that kind of encapsulates like
through life?
who you are?
I don't know. Rod? Nah, not Rod Wave.
He don't say
Yes.
that all
See,
the
and it's
time.
hard because you're
Yeah.
gonna pick like you're gonna pick songs that really resonate with you. But like, what if I go listen to that bitch right now? Like, will it tell her? You know?
No, it wouldn't. And any song will. Like I can't think of any song that really you can listen to and like, yeah, this is
I will fuck around like if it isn't some like lo-fi beat, I'll have to say like Kendrick Lamar Determined for real.
mm,
Um, if you know, you know. If not, but I
you don't.
think so for real. First thing that came to mind was Crazy in Love by Beyonce though. Don't know why. Don't ask me why.
Y'all used to be in
And
love.
then oh god, the next one was Part Two on the Run.
The
What?
banger too.
Who wants a perfect
For
love
me, it's gonna
story?
be
Anyway.
Oh,
Stacy's Mom for me. But here's
mm,
why though. Here's why, right? First time I ever heard this song, heard Stacy's Mom. I'm in Agave. I'm like 12, right? And I think I forgot. Oh no, listen, it's a core memory though, right? And this is like I think about like this is like the happiest time of my life, for my life. They're going back in Agave. I'm sitting there with Sam Turshak and Stacy's mom comes on her white ass, starts singing, and what are you singing? And I listened to it, I was like, okay, that's low key a banger. I went
mm-hmm.
home, ate my good old agave, we had a fun sleepover. Life was good.
Oh God
Throwback.
damn, that used to be.
What are you looking at like that? True. I say like that one song. Dragons.
Oh, Imagine Dragons. I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it Demons? Demons, that's what it is. Yeah,
That is a
Demons.
banger, bro. That's a
Yeah.
banger, I'm not gonna lie.
Play that real quick. Yeah, definitely that. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I have not installed Hydra on this one. Hydra on Marcala, watch you, bro.
Demons are radioactive.
Radioactive used to be a
Yeah,
banger.
radioactive stick. I like the Kendrick Lamar one too. That bitch hard.
That
Hey,
remix.
why does Imagine Dragons Demons official video got 998 million?
Yeah,
That video go
it's
hard,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
Imagine Dragons went hard for real.
It's that. That's not that, baby. Is that what that is? I've been losing sleep, dreaming about. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
that
No,
is.
wait, no,
Yeah,
that's not. That's
yeah.
Counting
that's
Stars.
Demon.
That's Counting Stars by One Republic.
Hey, they got some bangers. What the heck?
Telling you, bro.
I'm about to listen to that.
Talking about Counting Stars by One Republic. That was a banger. Honestly, bro, music at that point was some gas.
God,
Sean,
got-
everything.
You ain't sipped since I've been home, huh?
What you mean?
Our birthday. Our birthday,
Yeah,
grad
that
party. Sorry.
liqueur.
I
Heck no.
gave you a little sunshine.
Huh?
Tried to give him a little
When?
shot the other
Little
night.
shotty.
Yeah, a little shotty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I took a
Oh,
little
for
shot
July.
that one night.
Well,
You-
Tried to give him a little shotty on the day we had that party.
hair on that boy chest.
Yeah. Oh God.
Go with the
Trying to see how he the type of nigga be buying sections in the club when he get older. Marty money.
Please don't
Hell
spend money
no.
on that. Don't buy a bottle
I
of
could
the
never.
club.
yeah.
That's a
Wait,
finesse.
Before we
like-
before we get in here BS and stuff, let's say goodbye and stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so I can go.
Oh wait, real quick, just for the sake of it, we sell shots of this vodka that I could get at the store. We sell it for $9 a shot, and it's $11 at the store, and you can get 20 shots out of it.
No way.
Oh, they're running it up.
We sell. There's this one bottle we buy it for $120, and we sell it $74 a shot.
Huh?
20 shots.
Yo,
And
you got
I just, we
74.
finessing, sure.
Who out here buying that much? Y'all got rich people at y'all shop.
Let me get some.
But they be having like nigga say he want that, he get great customer service because that bill run up quick. You know what I'm saying? Like type shit. But that's all I wanted to say for
Real
all my
quick,
people.
the leak
Don't be
you
spending all
have.
that money.
You got
Get
anyone to
drunk
plug?
before you go, goddamn. Oh yeah, so Casey Cruz, mo, Cuddy be cutting me up, man. Quality blends on Instagram. You know, he be holding it down. He be trying to connect me with people that be coming in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this one guy I connected with from Ohio. I think we talked about this. He was from Cincy, lived in Detroit. Now he's staying in Fountain Hills. If y'all come out here, I'm gonna show y'all where Fountain Hills is. This is the most expensive like place to live within, you know, the downtown area or like the Phoenix area in general. So like literally though, so like trying to plug me into these different avenues. So shout out to him. But yeah, Quality Blends on Instagram.
For me today, I'm gonna plug Sparrow Blaze. It is a Black-owned business created by one of our close friends, Morgie. She makes soaps. She makes the coolest soaps ever. They're all homemade. There's no like unnatural additives. It's all natural. So go shop with her. I'll put the link in the bio. She has great prices. I think she delivers too, if I'm correct. So, and she sits at home and makes all these soaps by hand and stuff. So it's nothing. No BS.
Yeah.
It's the real deal.
Shout out Sparrow Blaze and Morgan.
No.
Shout out. Don, do you have anyone you want to plug?
Shit. Shout out that boy Dez, Buzz Process. He be making teas and shit. They hard. And Trajan, because his tea's nasty too.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to them. Got both of them.
We'll drop their
I need
socials
to get
on
put on
below.
both of them. Yeah.
Are you got anyone?
I was gonna do Morgie.
Damn, I was both on the same page. Well, Morgan's getting a shout out from me and Kayla today. Go shop Sparrow Blaze. It's approved by both of us, so
Shout out.
go get your soaps right. Go get those all natural soaps. That fake stuff tearing y'all skin up. You're gonna have that one. You're gonna have psoriasis by the time you're like 40. You know. Go shop Sparrow Blaze.
That fake ass shit.
On me. So Sean, it has been amazing having you on here today, bro. You definitely gotta come back on for another one. At some point, you got you got some great opinions. Killa, so I'm glad you were able to make it a little bit. I was worried about you. Like, dang.
Snuck in a little.
Be on it.
She was watching. She just waited till we stopped talking about that fucking GDP.
No, I at home. I hopped on. I was like, nah, should I hop on? I was like, yeah, let me hop on real quick.
But
I
yeah,
was gonna
thank
say,
y'all all for tuning in. I'm sorry we missed last week. Like I said, I think that's the only time we ever gonna miss. We're gonna be dedicated to this. Not gonna miss no more days for y'all. So we appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. Everyone that enjoyed
So,
the conversation, and we'll see you guys next week.
peace.